Fitting instructions for conservatories and orangeries. It is important that the building sits on a stable level structure, which will be strong enough in construction to take the weight of the building. Also that you read and understand the paperwork supplied with the building. Lay out all the products on a free area of your garden, making sure that all listed products are present. It is important that when you open the protective boxes, if you use a blade, be careful to cut the tape along the box joint, not to damage any products inside these boxes. Corner post preparation. Place all the corner posts and connectors onto 2 trestles. You can now secure the reinforcing steel in position with a self-tapping screw. Seal the bottom of the connectors with silicone. Cut in external sill to size and fix in. Take the plastic film off the external sill. Check that the sill sizes are correct according to the paperwork. Place the external sill on the foundation. Using the paperwork provided, cut the sill to size. Run a silicone bead around the foundation. Then lay the sill on top. Join the sill using silicone and the sill connectors. Secure into position with 5 cm screws and seal the screw heads with silicone. Element preparation. Take the plastic film off and remove the corner protectors from the sides of the elements. It is very important to unscrew the door keys from the side of the door and keep them in a safe place. The door handles come with 2 different sizing fixing screws. If you have elements which are 58 mm from front to back, then you will have to use the small fixing screws. If you have elements which are 70 mm from front to back, you will have to use the large fixing screws. Details of the size can be found on the paperwork. Attach the door handles to the doors, putting the screw heads on the inside of the building. Use covers provided to hide the screw heads. Attach the window handles with screws provided. Use covers provided to hide the screws' heads. Erecting elements on the external sill. Work out the position of elements and doors, refer to the paperwork and decide where you're going to start. To connect the elements onto the external sill, run a line of silicone on the external sill 1 cm in from the back of the sill. Then, place elements in position on top of the silicone seal. Drill the bottom of the element and screw into the sill when the element is in position. It is important that you position screws 15 cm away from the corner weld where possible, and use 2 screws for each section of the element. Use the 5 cm screws. When fixing the size of the elements, place the 2 elements together with the connectors in between. Use a clamp to hold them together. At every 40 cm distance down the side of the element, drill each screw. Use the 5 cm screws to secure together. This will also apply when securing to the corner posts. If your building has a 90-degree internal corner, the top of the corner post will have to be cut to size. This is because the corner post is reversed and sits on the upstand at the back of the sill. Silicone under each corner post as you position them and secure them to the elements. Complete fixing all elements to each other and to the external sill. Paperwork for the roof. Please read and understand the paperwork provided for the roof before you start your installation. It is recommended when working on the roof, a scaffolding platform is used. The first thing to install on the roof is the ring beam. These are marked on the paperwork provided, for example, as BM1, BM2. It is important that you place the correct section of ring beam in its correct position. Also place the water outlet in the correct position. Run a bead of silicone along the top of the element to ensure a good weather seal. Place the first section of ring beam in position on top of the element. Remove the lock-in nut from the joint of the ring beam. Using the 3M's 5300 adhesive, run a bead of the adhesive around the edge of the ring beam to be joined. Slide the corner cleat into the chamber of the ring beam. Push the joint tight together and reinsert the lock-in nut into the corner cleat. Secure all of the ring beam on top of the elements in this way. On the inside of the ring beam joints, reseal with 3M's 5300 to give a good watertight seal. Make sure all joints are well sealed to prevent any problems in the future. Drill up through the top of the element into the ring beam chamber. It is important that you do not drill into the water gutter, then secure with a 5 cm screw. 2 screws per section per element. Now fit in the ring beam corner covers in position. Peel off the sticky tape and run a line of 3M 5300 down the centre of the corner covers. Place over joint and press into position. Please note, there are no corner covers for internal 90-degree corners. This applies to the inside or the outside of the ring beam. Gable adapters. Place the gable adapter on top of the ring beam where the gable frame is to be positioned. Drill and screw into position with 5 cm screws. It is important to silicone over the tops of the screw heads. Place the gable frame onto 2 stands. Mark 15 mm off the point of the gable frame and cut off. This allows the gable frame to sit on the top of the gable adapters. Place drainage caps in position. Run a line of silicone along the gable adapter. Then sit the gable frame on top of the gable adapter. Drill and screw with 5 cm screws. Ridge. Unpack the black ridge top cap supports. Place on top of the ridge and twist to secure in place. Position the ridge on the top of the gable frame and secure temporarily with clamps. Once you are happy with the position of the ridge, drill and screw through the top of the gable frame into the underside of the ridge. If there are no gable frames to hold the ridge, a platform or scaffolding will have to be used. Valley. Using the roof plan paperwork. Assemble the valley using the left hand and right hand valley section. See the drawing. The valleys will be marked VA1R/H, which means valley assemble 1 right hand. Also VA1L/H, which means valley assemble 1 left hand. Place valleys into position and secure with the bolts provided. The ridge and the ring beam will have marks where the valley is to be positioned. It is important that you keep to the marks or the roof bars will not line up with the holes. Cut the valley top cap to size tap into place on the valley and seal the top end with silicone. Please note that the valley top cap and the valley bottom caps will have to be cut and scribed in on site. Using the roll of double-sided tape, stick the tape to the upstand of the valley. This secures the bottom of the glass in position. Glazing bars. Using the roof plan paperwork. It is important that the pins in the ring beam and the ridge to secure the glazing bars are all in position before you start bolting the glazing bars in place. Select one of the glazing bars, place into position on the roof using the marks provided. Locating the pins through the holes at the ridge end, also the ring beam end, and secure with 2 nuts top and bottom. Connect the glazing bar over the gable frame, secure top and bottom, then drill through the gable frame and roof bar, then screw in position. Seal between the roof bar and gable frame with silicone. Position and secure all roof glazing bars. Cut down pipe to size and secure as shown in the DVD. Please note, where a glazing bar comes into contact with another glazing bar, this joint must be sealed with silicone. For example, jack rafters to hips or jack rafters to valleys. Glazing the elements. Tools required: 1 rubber hammer, 1 deglazing tool, 1 glazing tool. First, select a window to start with. Deglaze the beads of this window with the deglazing tool and position the glazing beads on the floor in order. It is important that you place the glazing beads back in the original position. It is important that you select the correct seal unit for the window you are about to glaze. At the bottom of the window opening, where the glass will sit, place a flat packer either side of the opening. Then place a wedge packer on top of the flat packers. Select the glass unit to be used. Take any sticky glass protectors off the glass. Run your fingers around the window frame looking for anything that will damage the glass and place on top of the packers. Then pick one of the glazing beads and use the rubber hammer. Knock the bead home until it locks into position. Glaze all elements in this way, except for the doors. These have a different technique. Deglaze the doors above, then place the flat packers as shown below. Then place a wedge packer at the bottom of the door on top of the flat packer. Insert the glass unit. At the bottom of the door, move the glass unit to the side away from the flat packer, using the glazing tool. Then insert a wedge packer, now at the top of the door, using the glazing tool. Move the glass unit away from the flat packer and insert a wedge packer. So you have the 2 bottom packers in place and 1 packer at the side of the top of the door. Now, using the glazing tool, lever the door frame away from the glass unit and place a packer between the glass and the flat packer. Packing the door in this way will prevent the door from dropping and catching on the door frame. The door can also be adjusted on the hinges. Instructions are provided. Ridge top cap. On some design conservatories, the top cap is joined. It is important to use the adhesive provided to join the ridge top cap. Using the adhesive, run a line of adhesive around the top cap joiner, then slide the top cap into the adhesive of the joiner. This operation can be done on the ground or on top of the ridge. Lift the top cap into position on top of the ridge and tap down into position until the top cap is secure in place. Slide the crest and finials into the slot of the ridge cap. The crest may have to be cut to size. Preparing the glazing panels for the roof. The glazing panels require a glaze enclosure to be fitted to the bottom of the panel. Select the correct glaze enclosure, then run a silicone bead at the top edge inside the closure. If you have polycarbonate, the plastic film will need to be removed from the edge. Fit all the glaze enclosures in this way. Fit the ridge undercapping to the underside of the ridge. This is done by tapping the undercover until it clips into position. It is important that you fit any tie bars into position before you start glazing the roof. The ridge undercap must be fitted to the ridge before any tie bars are fitted. Fitting of tie bars are shown in the roof instruction manual. Glazing the roof. Position the glazing panels in the roof using the roof glazing plan paperwork. Now all the glazing panels are in position. Select the correct glazing top cap, remove the plastic film, place in position and tap down to secure. Work your way around the roof, securing all of the glazing caps. When the glazing caps join against another UPVC component, this joint must be sealed with silicone. The gable fascia covers can now be tapped into position, and the ridge end covers can be placed into position. Seal all joints with silicone. Clean all conservatory glass and elements. Seal with silicone the outside joint between the ring beam and the top of the elements. Your product is now fitted and finished. Enjoy!